Have you fallen down the cottage industry rabbit hole yet? Well, if not, buckle up, Alice, and click on over to the description in the show notes and sign up. Then you can get ready for the most fun induction into the cult of all things yarn and fiber. This will include, but not limited to, free yarn, free ebooks, patterns, coupons, and much more. You don't want to miss out.
You are listening to Crime, Coffee, and Crafts, a podcast featuring two crafty besties who love true crime and a good cup of joe.
Hey, amateur sleuths. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Heidi. Welcome back.
So excited. This is nice to be back in studio.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Love, love.
Love. Yeah. I don't even know what Kristen's covering. I mean, I kind of think I might, but I don't know. I probably just saw it in the drive and just was like, okay, I have to get to my thing.
Well, before we get started, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Heidi because I don't have my dog in studio anymore, but I do have him in studio.
Oh.
So, look how cute.
So cute.
Turned out great, and my little succulent is thriving in there.
Love it.
We'll see what comes of it, but I have Scupper with me all the time now, and as some of you might not know, he passed away a few weeks ago. So, but that's all we have to say about that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it because we're both going to cry.
Anyways,
there were too many dogs that week around me.
Yes, you got hit hard.
It was weird.
I apologize.
Mute button.
I always forget it's there. I'm sorry, guys.
We're trying.
But coffee, it's actually pretty perfect. Number one, it's a local one around this area. And number two, it's called Brown Dog Coffee Company.
Oh, awesome.
And the link is in the drive, but this is the cute little baggie.
Cute. Oh.
And on the bottom it says, drink coffee, walk your dog, enjoy life.
Yeah. And I see that it's a pea berry.
Yes, it's a Tanzanian.
Tanzanian? How do you say that? Is it Tanzanian or Tanzanian?
I don't know.
It's Tanzanian because it's
Tanzanian.
Tanzania.
Yes. Tanzanian pea berry.
For anybody who doesn't know, pea berry packs a fucking caffeine punch, y'all.
The wallop. It's a small bean.
It's a
wallop.
It's the male bean.
It packs a wallop.
Fun fact, the male coffee bean is smaller than the female. Boom.
Well, as most nature is.
Yeah, they we have small brains, but I think it's them. Sorry, guys.
Anyways, I can definitely taste the chocolate in it, which it's got notes of chocolate, wine, citrus, and bright fruit-toned acidity.
Ooh.
Has a hint of dark fruits like black currant and a soft, sweet finish. And it is fair trade.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We like fair trade.
Before we leave coffee, I have to show everybody my mug.
Yeah, you gotta what?
Hellfire Yarn Club. Fuck yeah. Yes. Okay, I have to figure out who I bought it from again.
So
really bad about that.
I'm sure a lot of people know about Stranger Things, but in this newest season, there was.
If you don't,
there's a D&D or Dungeons and Dragons group called Hellfire Club, and I thought it was pretty fun. But they got kind of popular. And on the topic of role-playing games, we started teaching the kids Magic the Gathering, which people in my nerd level will understand that game. But yes.
Okay, for anybody who wants the mug, or if you're a yarn person, you should follow this person anyway. On Instagram, Stitch Together Studio. Exactly how it sounds. There's no spaces, no dots, no nothing. Just Stitch Together Studio.
Nice.
Yes, they're probably sold out because, well,
it's popular right now.
Well,
that Hellfire Club.
She made T-shirts. That's how I saw it. I was at that show in North Carolina, and somebody came into my booth wearing it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So she actually messaged me to let me know that they made a mug.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
That is sweet, sweet, sweet.
Okay, so
I don't have my artwork.
But
Heidi does.
But should I do the new thing before we do the artwork? And the trigger warnings?
Oh.
Or should we do the artwork, then the new thing, then the trigger warnings?
Yeah, because coffee and art kind of...
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. Oh,
so cool.
I love seeing it again. So for those of you that aren't watching but are listening, I made like a spooky graveyard scene with a little skull and zombie hands coming out of the ground and some pumpkins and baddies and a cool spooky tree with a cat and another skull.
Love it.
I love that sky in the background.
Yes.
And then the contrast between the colors is pretty cool to me.
I love it.
So I hope everybody loves it. But it's for sale.
It's spooky. If you want to buy it, message me.
Don't message me because Heidi sets the prices.
Yes.
Because I'll lowball myself all day long. I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
I mean,
about selling myself.
Yeah.
However you take it.
Selling herself short.
Yeah. But also with that, Heidi has a boxing video of our large giveaway that we did, and there are 3 surprise pieces in there, so you'll get to see those that we sent to our giveaway winner.
Yes.
And
I did a boxing video because I didn't want to put an unboxing video on anyone, because it's not easy for everybody to do that.
Right. It can cause anxiety issues or just maybe people want to stay anonymous.
I've got a phone tripod and I have like 3 of them probably somewhere in this house, but yeah. I mean, product photography, it's real. Okay.
Another update since we've recorded.
Yes.
We surpassed our 1,000
yes
followers.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was like really hard getting that last few. And now we're like, boom, we crossed the line and then some.
I know.
So that's kind of
so thank you. We really, that's a big goal. That was a big goal. So
it's a big deal.
Yes.
Maybe not to those people that have like 32,000 followers.
Right.
It's a big deal to us.
I mean,
1,000 people even know the name of the podcast.
Right. That is really special to us because we are just 2 crazy best friends that enjoy doing this. So
yeah, it's fun. And Kristen, fun fact, is wearing one of my own ear warmers right now.
It's my favorite Heidi piece, just so you know.
That is some hand-dyed, hand-spun, magical, sparkly, really fucking sparkly yarn.
Yes.
Can't tell on video, but
yeah, I have a beanie, a bun beanie too, with the same. And but I just love my ear warmer. I don't know what it is. It's just
the bun beanie was hijacked by a child too, wasn't it?
Oh no, I got it back.
Oh, nice.
But a lot of my things are hijacked.
Yeah. The bun beanie has
Constantly.
real Angora bunny also, so it's like super cozy and soft.
Yes, it is.
Love it. Okay. Are we ready for the newest segment?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So we are adding something new to each episode because it's a very important subject, not just to us, but to the families of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Every episode, we will be telling you about a missing and or murdered person from the underrepresented populations.
Yes.
So
it's important to us. We feel it's important to talk about and
yes,
get the information out there. So if anybody knows.
Yeah. And these people don't get the coverage or support that they really, truly deserve.
Yeah.
And so with that said, we will talk about our first person. Diane Medicine Horse. Diane was last seen in the area known as Crow Agency in the Crow Indian Reservation in Montana, which I've actually been there.
Mm-hmm.
We bought fireworks. That's where we got our fireworks for the wedding.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Yeah, it's
when you were
beautiful.
driving across.
Yeah, beautiful country. You know, and this is the missing and murdered Indigenous people. It's just, it's happening and it's so fucking scary. Okay, so Diane Medicine Horse is about 5'2", 130 to 140 pounds. Missing date, she's been gone a long time. September 28th, 1981.
Oh.
Yeah.
As long as I've been alive, pretty much.
And she is Crow. She is native Crow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know anything at all, you can call in tips to 1-833-560-2065. You can also text BIAMMU and your tip to 847-411. And I already gave you the phone number to call. You can also email OJS_MMU@BIA.gov. So this is being handled through the Bureau of Indian Affairs, which is part of our government.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And Tidy will have those.
That'll
in our podcast links too.
That'll be in the description
in the notes
of the episode.
Well, hopefully we can get some closure on that.
And, you know, with cases like that where it's been so long, people get worn down with guilt and they're more likely to talk. So if they know something, maybe now's the time.
Yep. You never know.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there's no good way to segue. So.
Okay. But I do have horror trivia. So
fabulous. I like that.
Yes. My favorite, Vincent Price. He starred in this 1959 ghostly classic and invited 5 people to survive the night.
Oh, fuck.
It was a remake. They did a lot of Vincent Price remakes.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yes, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I know that they've done a lot of remakes, and I'm like, is it Haunting of Hill House or House on Haunted Hill? Because like they've changed them.
Yes. House on Haunted Hill. It's a really good one. And
I actually really like the remakes.
I like the remakes too, but I'm just a little,
Yeah.
If Vincent Price was alive today, I would find him and give him a hug.
She would fangirl so hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see. Oh, yes. Well, if I say something, I'll just give it away to you, but I'll just read the quote. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Name the movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I had to give Heidi an easy one.
And what happened? He fucking fell asleep.
He fell asleep.
What were you thinking, Johnny Depp?
And then he was murdered.
Yeah, he was. In the most gruesome way.
It was pretty bad. If you haven't seen that movie, I recommend it.
Highly recommend it. It's my fave. In case somehow somebody didn't know, it's my favorite.
Yes. Yes. So there's a new one of these coming out. So it seems fitting to talk about the first one. But what body part was the creature after in the movie Jeepers Creepers?
I don't even know because I've never.
Do you know the song?
Never seen it.
Do you know the song Jeepers Creepers? Jeepers Creepers.
No. I mean, I've heard it. But
Eyeballs. He was after the eyes.
Yikes! Gross.
Where'd you get them eyes?
Gross, dude. I should really watch that.
It's actually a really good series.
There's like a whole section of life that I missed. Everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, we all do.
It's very weird.
I've made up for a lot of my years of not having entertainment like that.
Right. Ooh, I have something to show you real quick.
Okay.
My mom was just in town, y'all.
What?
It's a floral carved skull.
That's amazing.
Manu piece. Next time you come visit, I have to take you to this store. I've been avoiding it, avoiding this store like the plague because I knew it would be a problem. So got a new moonstone ring.
Love it.
But yeah. And a witch calendar. I mean, they had everything I needed.
Right.
And stuff I didn't.
Always. Always. So we'll leave it there's our trivia for the day.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We like trivia.
We do, especially if it involves horror movies.
Yes.
So trigger warnings. Sexual sadism, battery, mutilation, and sexual assault.
Jeez.
And murder. I did not put that in my notes, but murder is included.
Murder.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, so hey there, ghosties and ghoulies and goblins. I know you're usually expecting me to do a cannibal episode because I'm kind of drawn to them for some reason. They like pop out at me.
Yeah.
But instead, we're just going to tell a story of a shitbag murderer, just your everyday
to lighten things
horrible murderer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so there was a man, and his name was Neville George Clevely Heath.
That's a fucking name.
It is a long name, yes. Very British.
Yeah.
He was actually born in Essex, England, and his birthday is June 6, 1917.
Hey, we know somebody who has that birthday.
June 6, 1917?
Not 1917, but June 6th.
We do?
Yeah, Tiffany.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You're like, oh.
Yeah. Neville was born to parents William and Bessie. I think that's short for something else, but I didn't bother to look into it because Bessie is just pretty cool and weird.
I mean, I know it was like popular probably back.
It was, but it's like a cow name.
It is a cow name. Like I would name, yeah. I have actually known cows named that. So
yeah.
Interesting.
But she was not a cow. She was a really pretty woman.
I think probably an Elizabeth would go by Bessie.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Or Betsy. Yeah.
Interesting. Jinx. As my kids would say, you owe me a Coke. But
Delicious.
they were well-to-do middle-class folk, and William made their living by being a barber.
Okay.
I guess you could make a good living back then as a barber.
You still can.
Yes, you
Oh,
can.
yeah.
But nowadays, you probably still need a second income.
Well, yeah, everybody does now.
I need a second income.
You need a second. I was just going to say, what do single people do? Or people who don't have like that second person living with them, you know? Like you guys have your separate
struggle.
homes.
The struggle.
Yeah. Struggle
Constant.
is real.
Constant struggle. So their son Neville, they say, was born as a beautiful, golden-haired, blue-eyed baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the apple of their eye, could do no wrong. In 1920, the couple had another son, but unfortunately passed away due to words are hard. Tuberculosis. TB. Tuberculosis. Because of this son dying, Neville became even more their golden-haired golden boy. And as I said, he could do no wrong, and his parents believed him to just be the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Ugh. He sounds like a real piece.
It's interesting. Neville did not do well at school, and nor did he do well in life, except he could put on the charm and get away with most things. He, as a child, like young child, he would start doing petty crimes, thefts, like stealing from people and things, and getting in trouble at school. But his parents never disciplined him for anything. They just kind of coddled him and let him do as he did.
Was he the only child?
At this time, because the other one died.
Yeah. Somehow I missed that. Okay. I knew the
tuberculosis.
Other one. Yeah.
But in 1928, William and Bessie ended up having another son.
Mm-hmm.
So now there was another kid, and they named him Michael. That's all I got. But the couple with the new son, they sent Neville to a grammar school called Rutlish. And I'm going to give a little history on Rutlish. It's all boys boarding school for ages 11 to 18.
That's problematic.
Yeah. And the school was known for being one where the students were assigned houses, like Hogwarts houses.
Oh man.
And just like in Hogwarts, this might be where she got the idea for Hogwarts houses.
I was wondering.
But not just from this school, because they had several schools that were like this. But the houses would have competitions with each other. And usually they were like sporting type. Like probably cricket or rugby or something. So they would, by the end of the year, like round up all these competitions and say whose house was what. I think they had 8 different ones. Right. And they still do. Like they did away with it for a while, but then brought it back. And it was there where Neville got into more trouble. And he also finally learned that he could be disciplined for getting in trouble.
Oh boy.
And it was 1928, so you can imagine probably what kind of discipline the boys were getting when they got in trouble.
They were getting their asses beat.
Yeah.
With
pretty much
a stick.
Probably.
Most likely.
Paddle. Probably.
Or just a literal branch from outside. Or There's a lot of things.
switch.
Yes, thank you. A switch. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was also at Rutledge that Neville learned he was going to school with boys who had wealthy families. Now, he was well-to-do, middle class, but he was not elite wealthy.
Right.
And so he saw how these boys were living and what they got, and he just wanted that for himself. With his charming nature, he tried to create a life that was more suited for competing with these wealthier boys. And this, my friends, is why a lot of times he was stealing.
Okay.
So thievery was a lot of what he did as a teenager. And Neville stayed at that school until 1933.
Jeez.
So 5 years. And at this time, in 1933, what was he, 16? No, I don't know. But anyways, when he was 15, he and some other boys had gone to a party one time.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason at this age, Neville started to have a darker side. While it,
words are hard, and 15 is very difficult.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, teenagers. I mean, 15's rough.
But it could also be a good part of your life, like me. So I was 15 when Heidi and I became friends.
That's true. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
I met Kristen, because holy shit.
Heidi was a fighter.
Fuck that shit.
I think maybe I mellowed her out.
Scrappy. Oh, I'm still a fighter. I scare people with words more than anything now.
Yeah, Heidi yells at people.
I could back then too, but yeah.
Technical difficulties, folks. Look at this.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. I don't think it's noticeable, is it? Only you're noticing it. I literally didn't even see it until you pointed it out.
Okay. I tried to be put together today, guys. It didn't work out.
Hey, you did a good job. What are you talking about? Just stick the headphones right on top of it. Exactly. Now you can't see it at all.
Okay. So at this party, he tried to sexually assault a girl.
Motherfucker.
Luckily, the girl fought and cried and screamed, and it was loud enough that the other party goers came to her rescue. They kicked in the door. They saw Neville there. They, tried to get it. But for some reason, Neville didn't understand, or he seemed shocked at the other party goers, and he tried to explain himself, but was kicked out of the party anyways. Come to the next day, the girl's father confronted Neville and threatened to tell the police and his school. But mute.
Wow. I could tell that was loud.
Yeah, sorry.
Nope, you're good because you muted.
I remembered. So he was being confronted by the father, but Neville, being the charmer that he is, said that he had had too many beers and there was a misunderstanding. I'm sorry I was trying to rape your daughter, sir. I was drinking heavily.
I was drunk. That's my excuse. And that excuse carried on throughout history.
Yeah.
Fucking patriarchy. Sorry. Carry on.
He was saying that he never meant to harm the girl, and he told the dad that he was embarrassed and sorry. So the girl's dad agreed to not tell the school or turn him in and file charges.
Big mistake.
So here's another time. He remains unpunished and undisciplined for quite a heavy charge.
Let's not go talk to people after they do shit like that. Let's just file the charges, people.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to the dad, but Just filed.
I mean, yeah, and it was 1932
true. What the fuck were the cops going to do
or
about it?
something. There would probably be like, oh, that poor old little
he's
boy. He just
a
was,
good white boy.
he was just a little drunk. In 1936, moving on, Neville was kind of he was 19, I think. He enlisted in the Royal Air Force. He thought if he could become a pilot in the military, he could then go to all the fancy parties and live high society life while being respected for the job he was doing.
How fun.
Unfortunately, he went MIA and was absent without leave not long into his service. So he was court-martialed and dismissed from the Royal Air Force in September 1937.
Mm-hmm.
It was then he was also put on probation for fraud and false pretenses. I think he was stealing and then he left his post. And so the following summer in 1938, he was living in London and just kept committing crimes. Police tracked down some stolen jewelry to a pawn shop, and the owner said that Neville was the man who sold the jewelry to him.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, it was so petty. The jewelry was stolen from a friend of his and only was worth 51 pounds, which British pounds.
I mean, was that a lot though for the time?
No.
Really? I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know, $30?
Yeah, but $30 back then, that was a lot of money.
But not for someone
For a
who
teenager.
was trying to. No, he was an adult at this time.
Oh, never mind. He's a lame.
He was 20 or 21. And for his crimes, because he was already on probation, they actually did send him to do 3 years in prison.
Oh, good.
On that little petty thievery.
Good. Teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably not.
No, I don't think so. When Neville was released, World War II had started, and he decided to now join the Royal Army Corps Reserve, but that was mostly because he was rejected from the Royal Air Force because of his past service. But I guess the Corps Reserve was like, sure, we'll take him. So while serving in the Corps Reserve, he was sent to the Middle East. Apparently, he was bummed that he didn't have a lot of war to deal with. He couldn't.
He wanted to get into that.
He wanted to get into action.
Yeah.
Instead, the other men that were also bored, they all would go into town near the base and hit the brothels and bars.
I mean, that was normal.
Yes, they would go find sex workers, but it was the Middle East. And during these visits, he learned and was surprised at the services offered by the sex workers.
Interesting. Okay.
During these visits, he learned he found that he enjoyed sexual sadism and became obsessed.
Oh.
So much so, he made up reasons why he needed to go into town instead of doing his military duties.
It's a good way to get in trouble.
Yeah. He was also like forging checks and not using his own money, and he bounced those checks to afford the ladies he was hiring for his sexual appetite.
Yee.
The Royal Army Corps Reserve said, no, Mr. Neville Heath, and off to England to answer for your crimes for the second time.
I mean, put the fucker away.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Unfortunately, they just kept letting him move about. So this is crazy. So for the second time in his life, he is now being court-martialed. But instead of making it to England to answer for his crimes, he escaped and went to South Africa.
Okay.
I don't know how he escaped. Like, I would think that there would be someone with him to make sure that he made it there.
Yeah.
I don't know how he snuck out.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they just like trusted him and sent him alone. Which, hello, that's dumb.
Not
Smart.
Yeah,
they were like, please just get the fuck away from us.
they probably were like, we're just done with you.
We're just
Mr.
shipping you
Heath.
off.
Just get out of here.
Yeah, please leave.
So, anyways, he ended up in South Africa. It was there that he enrolled into the South African Air Force.
Oh, God.
But under a different name.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he was now going by James. I'm sorry if I screw this up. Cadogan. James Cadogan Armstrong. He pretended to be from South Africa, but was raised as an English aristocrat.
Okay.
So he was creating this.
I get it. That's why his accent was different. Okay.
Yeah.
South African accents are very specific.
Yes, they are. And so he had to create this persona that would make it understandable why he would have a different accent.
Interesting.
So by this time, the year was 1941, and his fake life was serving him well. So while in South Africa, he met and married a 22-year-old woman named Elizabeth Rivers. Now, Elizabeth was perfect for him because not only was she beautiful, but her family was extremely wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So after the couple were married, within the year, they had a son. They named him Robert Michael Cadogan Armstrong. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very long name.
It is, but it's also a fake name because he was having a fake name.
I already forgot.
But the couple had a fun life. He worked in the Air Force, and when not working, they attended fancy parties, and only the elite of elite could grace their presence at these parties. So he was fulfilling his goals of running around with the well-to-do, the rich and
kids.
famous.
He wanted to hang with the rich kids.
Yes. So there was a slight snag in his plan because his true identity was discovered. I think during these parties, he got drunk and he might have said some things that didn't add up. And then somehow, some way, he managed to, the South African Air Force found out, and they were questioning him about it. But he managed to convince them that he hadn't committed any crimes while in South Africa, and he had become a better person. He was a better man, and he wanted to retain his military post.
They let him, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Jesus. And his wife was even okay with the fact that she married a man who had a checkered past.
What?
Yeah, she was in love with him.
She was also okay with lies?
Yeah, she said, just because he had a different life, I still love him. And I think the biggest thing was she didn't want to be a single mom.
Well, yeah, but like, dude, his entire everything is a lie.
Yeah. And the 1900s were no bueno for single mother life. I mean, it really, especially the earlier days, it's always been hard. It's hard now.
Looked down upon if you were a single mom, like.
Right. But I really honestly feel that she would have been just fine if she had left and had him deported, because her family had so much wealth.
Right.
She could have.
Yeah, but she would have been embarrassed. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
They might have shunned her.
True. So here we are. We've gone through 2 court-martials and skipped out on one of them in South Africa, married with a baby, living the high life, and able to do what he wanted to do. And that's where we end this episode.
Oh, you motherfucker. Kristen forgot to tell y'all.
Got her.
The 2-parter.
It's a 2-parter. Sorry, guys.
that much I knew. So, yeah. Damn, this guy is wild.
Yeah. Imagine getting away with all of that.
That's ridiculous. Preposterous.
It is preposterous.
Yeah. Fucker. Okay, well, I'm excited for the next part because I really want to know what happens.
Yeah.
Because I don't
really
know
get
this
into
case.
We really get into the nitty-gritty.
Fabulous. All right. Do we have anything else we need to say before we skedaddle?
I love all you guys.
Oh,
But mostly Heidi.
I love you too.
Oh, I miss you.
I miss you too. I know. I'm like, I wish I could just get in the car and drive there. Right
I
now.
know. And I'm on vacation this week, but it has to be a staycation. And I can't go anywhere because I got Thanksgiving meals to prep and make.
Well, money is a thing.
Money is terrible.
Yeah. Well, fuck yeah. It's bad.
Yeah. I barely can drive into town.
I was just going to say the diesel prices are killing us with the tree business.
I bet. I bet.
Gas prices have gone down again. Diesel has not.
Yeah. I'm really lucky that for my work, I have a work vehicle because I could not keep up with that gas. No way.
No, seriously. All right. Well,
something needs to happen. But yeah, so
till next time.
Ta-ta.
Thanks for listening to Crime, Coffee, and Crafts. If you love our podcast, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. This helps us more than you know. If you really love us and want to support us, go to our website at www.crimecoffeeandcrafts.com. From there, you can join our Patreon, shop our merch, and find us on social media.